VigilanteWilliamson here, the 19th episode of VW Casual. Show that's pretty much replaced the VigilanteWilliamson show. I do want to do that again. I want to kind of rebrand it from what I was doing and come up with something kind of new and fresh. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I apologize for the delay. There was me getting in a little bit later and then finding a topic I wanted to talk about, then having technical issues. So everything that could go wrong did. But you guys are still here, I think. So thank you, anyone who showed up early, anyone who's still here, anyone who shows up again. Shout out to Snow the Poopies Q Burr. Kaylee D, who's always good about sharing. Sharing is caring. Thank you. What too? Smello, he said. I am smelly, but thanks for asking. Well, you are a burr. Speaking of something that's smelly, Sentient Dildo. I mean, he's a dildo. There's no disrespect. And yeah, sorry about the stream time. Sorry about being late. And there's me saying sorry. We'll be starting soon, which was kind of a lie. It took a little bit longer than I thought. Like I said, I had some technical issues. Been reorganizing my studio and trying to figure things out. So, apologize. Yeah, right, technical issues. I'm serious. Couldn't hear myself. Viva Vigilante. Laws are for suckers. Yeah, 4 a.m. right on time. Is it 4 a.m. there, Noble Iro? Oh, man. A shout out to Wookiee Supremacy. I guess Wookiee now it went from Wookiee Lives Matter to Wookiee Supremacy. That's just how this stuff crosses over. That's why you gotta nip the stuff in the butt. I thought I was just supporting, a peaceful group that peacefully protests for the freedom of Wookiees, and now it's all Wookiee Supremacy. That's how you get caught up. Hell, Mr. Dragon, a noob, I think, unless that's a rename of someone else. And there's got to be more than 2 or 3 people here because there's quite a few people in the chat. But whatever's going on, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. So I'm going to start with a little bit about the Cowboy Bebop. Then we're going to talk about some crazy shit that's going on in Sacramento as far as the school system. And if you've been following my channel, you've been hearing me talk about how fucked up the education system is in this country. And you've heard me talk about, let me recap some of it. Well, we already know a lot of them are in Antifa, and that's actually the main point of what's happening now. You guys may have heard of what's happening in Sacramento. But not only that, you have in Baltimore a few months ago, you had the kid who had a 0.14 GPA, 0.143, something like that, and was in the middle of his class, his senior class. So there were a lot of kids who had way worse GPAs than him. We've seen different stuff about California. We've shown, I don't know if I've shown actually all the teachers teaching your kids all sorts of stuff about LGBTQ, about consent. That's nice to know that your teachers are teaching preschoolers. These were preschoolers. I think I did talk about that. I think I've talked about rainbow dildo, butt monkey. Yes, that's a real thing. That's something happened in the UK. They had a library and they had this guy dressed up with a dildo reading to kids. This is the education system in the West. It's disgusting. It's destructive. So we got a little bit about that. Now, numbers aren't racist, but systematic racism definitely exists. We see these teachers who we also, on one of the episodes of Culture Crime Fighters, we saw a teacher that said black kids can't think critically, and she was a black teacher. We've also covered the black principal in Atlanta, or the Georgia, I shouldn't say Atlanta, I don't think it was Atlanta proper, but was it somewhere in the Georgia area, black principal who segregated kids. We've covered a lot of craziness in this evil, wicked indoctrination system. And there's a lot of wickedness in it. And so we'll cover a little bit of that. Wookiee was radicalized by the alt-right, maybe, or alt-left. For Wookiees, you know what I mean? Maybe it's left-wing Wookieism. Numbers of racists. I'm not going to wear a lapel. Well, who knows what's going to happen, man? How's it in your neck of the woods, man? I can't remember where exactly you are, man. I want to say like Qatar or something, but I know that's wrong. How are things or Egypt or something? I apologize, Noble Iro. Please blame my head, not my heart. How are things in your neck of the woods? Wookiee Lives Matter, but no one listens, so I had to get racist about it. Oh, man. Hashtag gloves off. Jesus. Dumb students lead to dumb voters. This is more than that. This is evil. San Francisco's will give criminals $300 a month not to shoot people. What about the people who already weren't shooting people? Now you've incentivized people to shoot people and then stop. Besides mocking BLM, it's just getting sad now. They've been beaten down. Hey, a lot of normies don't know still. But they have to keep laws about all the people they didn't shoot. Yeah, how does that work? There's systematic racism. It's called the public education system that harms black children. Absolutely. The public education system leads to the public or the prison industrial complex. It is a direct link, especially certain areas. Like I mentioned, Baltimore, with how shitty that school system, one of the most expensive school systems in the country, by the way. Black people can't be on time. Oh, stop it. All the times I'm on time, I've even done this show early for the VW Casual, and I get no credit. Come in a little late, try to do actual research for a topic instead of just, woke stuff bad. I could have been on time if I was just, woke stuff bad. Superman gay bad. Woke stuff bad. I could have did that, but I want to take my time, and unfortunately, Noble Iroh's country is ruined. Have a dictator here, and he don't want to go away. Oh, man. It's terrible. You know what else was like stream element about? The hell. I know it's your best friend sent you dildo. Stop watching the news a few years ago. It's probably a good sign. Good stuff to do. I keep and you'll see because I actually have black conservative perspective. Him, Eric July, those are my news now, basically. So yes, I only get my news from black people. I'm sure that there may have been 10,000 people I haven't shot. Where's my money? Speaking of late, what two? Yeah, you better keep running stream elements. Yeah, he was running. Scared to show up. That's different. This is why I know everything that happens in the U.S. Yeah. He blasts our news everywhere and don't let us know about anything that's going on worldwide. But yeah, before we get into the heavy stuff about the shitty education system, how evil it is. And actually, I need to pull something up about that. I want to talk a little bit about Cowboy Bebop, not directly, and this isn't something I've never said on this channel or any other one. But you do realize that was anti-marketing, right? Like, as long as you realize the point of that exchange with the lady who plays Faye talking shit on social media, it was for buzz. Because Netflix doesn't market the shows for normal, for average. They don't. And they've already said it. Kevin Smith told you these execs are happy with negative press as long as there's some buzz about it. And I just want to let people know everything is marketing now, says Sentient Dildo. This has been going on to all the wrestling fans. If you guys remember John Cena sucks. His whole thing was anti-marketing. Some people like him, some people hate him. That got attention. John talks to memeology. What's going on with John talks to memeology? Memeology is indeed a savage. I had never heard of Cowboy Bebop, so I didn't let myself get outraged. I liked the show when I was a kid. Pretty good show. I didn't get that outrage. It was easy to see through it. This chick talking about, we couldn't find girls looking like that. Your body is like fucking sculpted out of clay. Talking about you couldn't find girls looking like that. How many girls look like you, bitch? Are you serious? But it's obvious that's their way of marketing. Being a troll, that's how they keep that, we're rebels in our own minds. And we have to get hip to it. That's why they made Superman gay or whatever, or it's actually his son. But there's a reason they did that. And there's a reason they'll make him. And the funny thing about Superman is, fucking nobody even cares about Superman. Nobody cares about straight white Superman. So when they try to fuck with him, it doesn't really work. Doesn't really work. Huh. Okay, yeah, I am gonna show. Sorry, I was doing some research and I saw something else. And Sentient Dildo's taking a clown pill. Yeah, don't get outraged anymore. She's a 6. You're probably right. She had a pretty good body though. Every girl really is a 6. I'm gonna let y'all into a little secret. Every girl's really a 6. Every girl. Maybe a 6.5. You see some girl, and yeah, sometimes like, oh my God. But they're all really 6s at best. If you're taking in the full gamut of what a girl is, 6s at best. And it's easier once you realize that. If it's marketing, it's a great way to say, hey, don't watch our show. To the people who like the show, yeah. But you got to remember how much stuff Netflix produces and you don't even hear about, man. And yeah, if you go to any anime convention, chances are you will see at least one fake cosplayer. Yeah, cosplayers do fake every single year. And absolutely nail it. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, Superman's gay. Females are Superman's new kryptonite. Everyone is gay now. What are you talking about? Yeah. That's what it is. Make every character gay. It's like, how can you even get outraged at it? Because that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Because they don't know how to market these characters. They don't know how to do anything. They don't know how to write these characters. They don't know how to do backstory on these characters and keep it consistent. They don't know how to do anything. And so they don't know, and also don't know how to market these characters. And it's the wave. That's what's hot in the streets. Communism, social Marxism. So it's very easy to just, let's just make this character black, gay, and whatever other thing. What about all the other characters that actually exist that are gay? Fuck them. What about all the other characters that exist that are, whatever? Well, if we can pander to them like we tried to do with Shang-Chi, that comes out tomorrow. Probably gonna check it out. Maybe have another Black Panther, which was, I think, lightning in the bottle. They may be able to do it with Wakanda Forever. But after that, I think that's it. Personality is -2. Yeah. Superman was always gay. Tights wearing tired. Well, I think there were things in the 50s talking about superheroes being gay. So I don't know if you're on that stuff. But no, seriously, this is shock marketing. This is anti-marketing. This is, controversy creates cash marketing. No, that's the point. If everyone is gay, then no one is gay, and everyone just fucks everyone. See, yeah, now we're into some orgy shit. I'm not sure if I'm taking that path with you, Wookie, but I get what you're saying. That's a bad joke. You think they'll release Wakanda Forever in February? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're going to try to milk that train one more game. And like I said, hey, and I don't know if everyone was here. If you really think about it, Black Panther's not that bad because the MCU is overrated. # big picture, long game. Yeah, they're going to make all these characters gay. That's why they have to be de-emphasized. Luckily, Superman already doesn't matter. Superman hasn't mattered really in my lifetime. Well, that's strong. There was still a lot of love for Superman in the 90s. Lois and Clark in the animated series were good. And they were beloved, and then Smallville was pretty beloved into the Justice League. But like over that time, Superman lost a lot of heat and a lot of ground to Batman and Spider-Man, and then all of them lost ground to the Avengers when the MCU got going. So Superman is nowhere near the same popularity. Tug that green tint. Black Panther was horrible. Kind of what the CG was horrible. There's a lot to not like about Black Panther. But # most of the MCU is about that quality. If you think about it. I mean, maybe some of you like Ant-Man is so. But most of the MCU is like Ant-Man. It's like around that quality. And Black Panther was in that spectrum. This is just the first generation getting taught this shit before they'll be able to remember. Yeah, I've talked about how they're doing so much with the Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Spider-Gwen that Peter Parker will be thought of as Hal Jordan, just another Spider-Man instead of the definitive one. Mullet Superman. Yeah, Mullet Superman was big in the 90s. The black suit. After that, it'll just be the way it is. Yep. Look what they did to Nick Fury. He's just black now. That's just how it is. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. Battle Rhino, Spirit Chucking, fighting the death for the throne, advanced civilization. Yeah, it's the CG looks terrible. It's kind of the concept, is this advanced or primitive? That there's some ridiculousness about it. I think a lot of the hate was the marketing, and like I've said, man, when I first saw that movie, I was fucking Huey Freeman when Obama got elected on that Boondocks episode. Like the only person who hated. People were celebrating in the theater. I'm like, you guys are you guys serious? For Disney? Disney doesn't even like you motherfuckers. But then I looked at it again, like, it's just another Marvel movie. It's all right. It's not like you can't see this thing coming if you're willing to look. Yeah, people are seeing it coming. We're going to show a little bit about these parents at this school board meeting. So that it's starting to hit normies. It's starting to hit normies in the face. How they get up into that fucking waterfall. Oh, man. Asking a lot of questions about Black Panther. Tupac would have lived longer. We could have got a duet with him and Bruce Hornsby. Yeah, we could have got a lot of duets with him and a lot of artists he sampled. Would have been pretty cool. Because they didn't do that back then. It was all like, I don't know. They started to do that later on. No, I can't say that because they brought fucking Stevie Wonder out for a lot of shit. I think for Wild Wild West and Gangsta's Paradise, because both of them are Stevie Wonder songs. And I know Stevie Wonder joke, but he's a genius. Oh God, really? As far as what? Because I ramble a lot. Changes. How true? Yeah. Oh yeah, because I've gotten to the guy that was, both of Bruce Horn. I think Bruce Hornsby. That's who was mentioned in a Tupac sample. But yeah, let's actually get into the meat of what I want to talk about, which kind of stole the show. I was going to just ramble about the Faye thing, pair Pac with somebody else. Pac's good, whatever. So this is something I saw earlier. I want to say Freedom Inc. Shout out to Freedom Inc. is where I saw this. Did you guys know this is still in effect? It might be kind of a shock. I didn't. The Communist Control Act of 1954. I guess it's not enforced, but it's still around. Still around. It'd be nice if it was enforced, right? It'd be nice. Superman wants that meat. Unfortunately, everybody does. That's why we got to stop. Luckily, we stopped paying Superman mind. We got to stop paying all these fucking characters mind because they're all going to be gay. They're all going to suck blue booby milk or green booby milk. I'm sorry. It's going to always happen. But yeah, this is just something I thought was interesting. The Communist Control Act is still a thing. It is still like a thing. You're not supposed to be communist in this country. I know that's mind-shocking, mind-blowing. And now we're going to go over to my man, Greg Foreman. He has some reporting. Really, we're just going to show. No. You know what? I'm doing this in the wrong order. This is. I'm not a professional. Let's actually show you this guy first. Let's actually, I want to be fair. Let me him. He's going to give his side of the story, and then we're going to really look into it. Oh God, here the ads. This is pretty freaky too. One of these things asks, are you going to vote for Trump again in 2024? I'm like, how would you know if I voted? Can you guys hear this? Firstly, hold on. Let me pause. Does this do full screen? Yes, it says full screen. Could you guys hear this soy boy talk? No. Okay, no audio. Okay, thank you. So that was why I stopped. So let's remove. Let's actually stop sharing. Let's try this one more again. Share audio. Hopefully this works. Okay.
Past student and
now, do you hear the soy boy talking again?
Who's reaching out right now in support. Say thank you.
Stop. Do you want to? Yeah, you want to hear the audio. Maybe not this soy motherfucker, but you're going to want to hear this story. Some of you may have already heard it. Some of you already may have heard it. So, yeah, we got it this time. All right. Let's listen to Little Bitch.
I say thank you to every past student and colleague and friend who's reaching out right now in support of what is happening. You know, my personal safety and security is obviously my top concern at this moment, but also like they are coming from my job and what I love doing in the classroom. And they are going to run this campaign and get public pressure behind them. And it is very likely that the district will cave in regards to this. And I'm hopeful that they don't. And all support at this moment is greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Let's get to the next video, because that'll really tell you. You know, see, this is what I'm saying. Would you vote for Trump again in 2024? How do you know? How do you know? Freaky. It's that same soy boy.
Revolutionaries. How do you do that? How do you?
Hold
so
on.
This is a California teacher saying he has 100.
Let's get what he already said off rip. The same soy boy who was asking you for support. Almost, if you didn't know any better, you might think it's a cancel culture story. No, this is way more nefarious. Yeah, oh, that poor soul. It's funny. He used the word propaganda as well. And hell, punk waddle. These soy guys all have a certain twang. And Wookie has heard this. So Wookie already knows. Sorry, Wookie. Winner of the Lennon lookalike. Yeah. I don't know. Lennon probably had less soy. Oh, I think you know. So yeah, some of you guys may know. Still gonna go through it. So listen to what guy says off rip.
I have 180 days to turn them into revolutionaries. How do you do that? How do you
have 180 days? Oh, shut up. It's me reacting to someone reacting. He says he has 180 days to turn them into revolutionaries, referring to his students. His students. These are teachers. Not only are they passing kids by with shitty grades, not only in some districts, they're not even having grade standards. They have 180 days to turn your kids into revolutionaries. And you saw them act like a bit of they're coming for my job. That sentence alone makes it justified. So where are the defenders that this guy claimed he has that weren't at the board meeting? Yeah, good question. He has an Antifa shirt on there. Let's be, yeah. Oh, man. I'm not going to put that one up since you did, though. But, hey, it is illegal to be a communist, apparently. Yeah, public indoctrination system. Let's carry on.
Teacher saying he has 180 days to turn them into revolutionaries. He is a high school public teacher.
Scared the fuck out of them. Yeah. Sacramento organization that
he said he does it by scaring them.
Is under the banner of Antifa is very loosely organized, right? So like yeah, when there is like right-wing rallies and stuff, then we'll create an opposition to that. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So he gets his students to create opposition. The journalist says, where would you go to connect with some of these organizations?
Man.
Go to connect with some of these organizations.
Hear me talk.
I post a calendar every week. And then
so like,
and I do look at this credit, so they get points for doing it. Like, and so that encourages them to do it. And I've had like
let's go back.
For, protests, community events, tabling, food distribution.
So he has a community calendar to encourage kids to do Antifa protests. Literally, he's telling you this. Let's go back. Because it's Aziz Ansari over here with Jim Rome in the background. Keeps trying to steal my fucking thunder. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know who he is. But hold on.
No, I post a calendar every week. And then so like and I do it for extra credit. So they get points for doing it. Like, and so that encourages them to do it. And I've had like students show up for like protests, community events, tabling, food distribution, all sorts.
So he's giving.
All right, shut up, Aziz. So imagine this. Imagine this guy has your kid show up to a protest for extra credit, and something happens to your kid at said protest. You know how these peaceful protests can go. Either he gets maced or something like that. Let's say worse. Let's say your kid gets hyped up and he participates in some of the destruction, all at the behest of this teacher to get extra credit. Does he think he's on a Tinder date? I don't know. I don't know what he thinks. Sending kids to protest doesn't go anywhere near a protest. Well, these guys are handy with a mask and a bike.
Giving them perks. He's giving them credit for becoming anti-communist terrorists. Okay.
When they go, they take pictures, they write up a reflection. That's their extra credit. Like I have an Antifa flag on my wall, and a student complained about that, and he said it made him feel uncomfortable. Well, this is meant to make fascists feel uncomfortable. So if you feel uncomfortable, I don't really know what to tell you. Like maybe you shouldn't be aligning with the values that this is antithetical to. So
you hear that? A kid said that what in the world? BLM, Mexican, all this crazy shit. A kid said, "Hey, that makes me uncomfortable," and he said, "I don't know what to tell you. You shouldn't just be aligned with things antithetical to what this is about. It's about destroying shit." Antifa's worse than what they were in Tulsa. I said this in an old video when they were talking about New York. These yuppies, Clara Kraber. I'll never forget this stock's name. It's orange hair, carrot top looking bitch, who's like from one of the richer neighborhoods, going to the hood, tearing shit up. I showed older videos, and that shit has been age restricted, of course, but older videos of what happened in Kenosha, where all these poor brown and black neighborhoods were tore the fuck up by Antifa members like Mr. Bike Lock here.
This is what it looks like to be absolutely brain dead.
I'm going to play for why it is. Okay, I think that's it. This is 11. We're not going 11 minutes, but you get it. So Thunder Stiller. Let's see how the parents reacted though, because that's the real interesting point. Because all this shit, and there's some reactions here. I may play some of these. Actually, let's see what you guys are talking about. Dictionary. Yeah, if you look on the dictionary under useful idiot, you'll find this guy's picture. Absolutely. You guys agreeing. I don't know, man. Like I said, he might be a bike lock guy. Teacher ending a sentence with a preposition. These teachers don't teach shit. These teachers don't teach shit. They don't know shit. Brown shirts. Yeah, there's nothing anti-fascist in that movement, says Noble Ira. The anti is silent. Just like anti-racist, it's silence. Silence. And Harold Darius Munchausen. Those who can't do, teach, or won't do, maybe. Nelson the Gentleman says, "Hail to the vigilante of the Williamson Kingdom." I appreciate respect on my house, Nelson. I appreciate that. Yeah, heinous gayness. Some of that. Heinous gayness in the anus. But this is actually heinous straightness. Shout out to Rough Girl tipping Half Evil 333. Let's actually check the stream elements to see what she said. Thank you for the super chat, Rough Girl. Always appreciate it. Through the login crap. Thanks for this mess. But no, seriously, I appreciate the super chat. And just happy Labor Day. And you have a happy Labor Day yourself. Have the happiest of days of labor, Rough Girl. Hey, to me, from Parrothead. Hey, Parrothead. And hey, Rough Girl, actually in the chat. If you have problems with the Patriot, maybe you shouldn't align yourself with anti-patriotic values. Yeah. These guys read that garbage by Saul Walensky. Rules for Radicals one too many times. Yeah, comics is always talking about that. He'll sick his drones on Andy. No, yeah, probably. If Andy no go Sacramento. Oof, I don't know about that. Because I don't want to say it on the chat, but the blood of your enemies paint the house of your path. Paint your house's path to glory. Not blood, not literal blood. How about that? Figuratively, obviously. Saul Walensky spelling. Hail Nerdtorial. Appreciate it. Appreciate everyone showing up. I got like 14 people showing up. That's very appreciative. I've heard that line about teachers before, but it doesn't really work across the board. Auto shop teacher has to know or nothing runs, just as an example. Auto shop teachers don't exist. Fucking PE teachers don't exist, man. They don't teach kids useful anything anymore. They're trying to make your kids as inept in every conceivable way as they possibly can be. Too much bad behavior. Yeah, from the teachers themselves. So if you guys are just joining us, first off, communism is technically still illegal. And we were talking about this teacher in Sacramento who was fired for being an admitted member of Antifa, for trying to, he admitted on camera, have 180 days, turn these kids into revolutionaries. He's trying to indoctrinate your children. He's ending sentences with a preposition. I mean, he's not even a good teacher. All over the place. All over the place. No auto shot. What are the stoners learning? Not a fucking thing. How to be an Antifa member. We don't need no education. Has that generation completely retired? Yeah. Gender studies. Hello, I'm just passing through. Good night, y'all. Oh, man. Well, thank you for showing up. Hopefully you get to watch the playback. Rough girl, have a good night. Have a good night. Yeah, too busy teaching them gender studies, how to set fire to businesses. The teacher is human sludge chum coming in covered in shite sauce. Yeah. So let's actually show. We showed what the teacher said. Sorry, everybody who showed up late. That half an hour mark is when the notifications go off. That's it's consistent now. So I'm sorry about everyone who missed out the first half. But we still got a lot to go. We got a lot to go. So this is Greg Foreman, Black Conservative Perspective. This is he has a lot of the reaction from the parents aligned. And I think it's interesting because we talk about all this shit. We've been talking about cultural Marxism. The fucking real issue is that 90% of the world doesn't know this is going on. And all these fucking talking points are hashtag right-wing extremists out there. They're evil Republican talking points because they slathered them in demonization from the mainstream media. But when the shit is hitting them in the face, then they understand. So let's see what the parents who are finally hitting this, finally seeing what's going on. Hopefully they'll be red pill. Let's see what they say.
Showed up to that school board meeting and they absolutely raised hell. Take a look.
I was shocked when I saw this on the news. I don't even hardly know what to say. Teaching communism in the public school system is complete. It's evil. It's nonsense, okay? I've been to the former Soviet Union 7 times. I know what they do over there. I've worked with communist refugees for 40 years, since I was 12 years old. I know what it means when an entire family is blown to pieces and killed, okay? That's where this is going. This is evil. It's darkness. It is hell. And these are criminals for abusing our children. They're principals. They are principals. They are co-conspirators. They are accessories, and they are principals in this crime. Okay? They need to.
Yeah. Shout out, I mean, he had the Don't Tread on Me shirt. We'll see. This is what's really funny? It's a very diverse group of people. Not to note on that, because sometimes that bothers me. Everyone always noting the diversity. Sometimes I feel like people's beard, it can be annoying. But it's a very diverse group. Now, this guy, Don't Tread on Me shirt, he talked about his experiences with communism in the past. But we get to see a very diverse group. But I stopped because I'm very impressed. Noble Iro says, I have to only show you watch both on Twitch and YouTube. Let everything else go. I feel very honored. Hopefully you're still messing with Nerd Porio because he asked. Don't let Nerd Porio go. He's a very, very good guy as well. Lots of no BS streams, very cool gaming streams. Better at games than me. He's doing way better at Donkey Kong Country than I am. So yeah, they're shit at lighting fires. Yeah, if you saw, I can't remember what country those feminists lit themselves on fire. Come on, kids, learn something new. Come to the factories we call schools. I can't really sing in time, but now we got the wall lyrics. Take it, the assembly line. This is our slaughterhouse. You're the swine. How many of these fools have you seen light them? Yeah, a lot of them light themselves on fire. This guy for president. Yeah, damn, that dude's a beast and brave. Going to catch the rest in the beginning of the stream tomorrow. Have a good night. You have a good night too, Nelson and gentlemen. This is what happens every time you implement communism, genocide, every single time. Blackface is a white supremacy. Oh boy. That crap should be banned from the planet. It is technically illegal in this country still, believe it or not.
To be gone. All these people are criminals, and you need to treat them like criminals.
Absolutely.
All the principal, the vice principal, and the board has to go. I've heard that there's 2 other teachers teaching this evil in our schools. They're abused 3 teachers. That's evil. Little innocent children sitting here that I see. I look in their faces. They are pure innocence, pure love. And these evil people are putting stuff into them. Okay, this has got to stop. There is no...
And this isn't even going to be talked about. They're touching these kids and getting away with it. They're touching these kids. That's happening. That's why they're teaching them about consent. The fuck? You think? Why else would you teach a preschooler some crazy shit like that? And hell, that 70s rock fan. I'm not gonna say that because we're not gonna encourage violence, Dildo, and I don't even want to joke like it. And get fucking this bitch Susan fucking with me. And peace and Nelson and gentlemen. What's up to 70s? People saying hello. It's my man 70s rock fan, which he also has a great channel. Let's continue because there's more parents and they all have something to say.
No excuse for communism on American soil.
There were so many red flags. The man had an Antifa flag behind his desk. He had Chairman Mao in the corner. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I hold administrators
this
at that
California,
school.
by the way.
I hold the person at Harvard. I was a correctional officer. I retired from there. They went all the way back to my junior high school. How far did you guys go back? All you needed to look at is what his social community or clubs he belonged to. His tattoos.
You know, I had to pause this because hell isn't the girl. Much as I hate to say this, 50% of this is on the parents. They need to know what's going on with their kids. I would say a higher percentage to 50. You know, I'm seeing this outrage over this Antifa guy. I did see. I don't know if we covered because there's been a lot of these crazy woke teachers trying to teach preschoolers about sexuality, kink, and all this other demonized shit. But you need to see more of this. They didn't stop this shit for getting learned by these teachers. They didn't stop. You know, when kids were coming home to their colleges hating their parents and hating America, nobody said anything. And now those kids are teaching other kids how to do the same thing at a younger and younger age. And they didn't say anything. That slippery slope, we let it go too far. And that's how this shit happened. And again, like some of these comments, I understand 100%. But I just, you know, I'll put this one up. Defund universities. I absolutely don't just forgive debt and give these fuckers money. They shouldn't. I mean, as much as you can talk about the student debt shit, and you can argue about why people make the decisions they make, the cost of getting indoctrinated shouldn't be this high, especially if they're just coming out to teach kids this bullshit. But that's another can of worms. Let's see more of these. I want to try to show as many as these parents, because this is what happens when normies totally forget and drop the ball. And they don't think this is important, or CNN tells it it's just the Orange Man supporters. And then they all of a sudden they find the fucking kids learning communism. And all I got to say to these motherfuckers, I almost fucked it up. All I got to say to these motherfuckers is
welcome to the party, pal.
We've been dealing with this shit for a minute. And all these normies fell asleep at the wheel, believe whatever CNN taught them until it was hitting their kids right fucking smack dab in the face. Till their kids was getting extra credit to peacefully protest. That's when they realized what's going on. Now they're mad. But it shouldn't have to get to this point. It really shouldn't. It's fine bringing this school board meeting. Absolutely should be done. But why is it surprise? Exactly. What did you learn in school a day? Goes a long way. Exactly. Exactly. Parents don't give a shit about what was going on in the schools until Veritas did. Absolutely. And Wookie saying, talking about his kid, luckily she's out of school. I'll be this guy too. Yeah, I think a lot of people will be mad. A lot of people will be mad if it's their kids, but you got to take an active role. Anybody who has school-age children, if you don't know, now you know. You have to take an active role. Like Islington Girl said, what did you learn today at school? Is a great question to ask. You thought you had to worry about the other students. You do, but you got to worry about these teachers. And again, also got to worry how creepy these teachers are, because they'll touch the kids like Michael didn't do. He didn't do. Vigilante is correct. That's always nice to hear. Universities are directly responsible for this crap. That's less so nice. You don't have to homeschool your kids. Make sure you're talking to them about what they're experiencing in life. Your homeschooling, unfortunately, is not as practical. Charter schools have shown some positivity. Shout out to Thomas Sowell for pointing that out. Force you to go. We'll make our money. The state supports us, gives us funding. We'll teach you things you never thought you'll never need to know. This is a new brand of thought control. Liberal arts degrees aren't creating well-rounded members of society anymore, if ever they were. I'm really a thin-ice kind of guy about my kids. It's all calm and peaceful till you start stomping around like I'm a moron and you're done. A lot of people are like that, man. I mean, it's natural to want to protect your children. Sorry about that. I think some of the parents figured it out when the schools were closed because of the crud, and they realized what their kids have been learning. They should have known it already and done something about it. Yeah. It took them too long, and now look what they have to do. Now, think about this. How many kids have already gone through a lot of these teachers? And these just teachers that are extreme that they know about, not the subtle ones. It's a loop. It is a loop. And it's a feedback loop that gets worse each time. Another thing is the reason we have a lot of these teachers is because they didn't learn how to do anything but agree with other people. That's all they learned in school. We talk about, homeschooling, you don't learn social skills. You need to be in a public school. These people aren't learning social skills. They learn how to kiss other teachers' ass and be indoctrinated themselves, but they're not learning any valuable skills. Did Mr. Not everybody. I know a lot of people didn't show up when I had the actual teacher talking, but Mr. Effeminate Lisp, he didn't seem like the most sociable guy, but he's been part of the education system, not just as a student, but as an educator and going to school for your masters and shit. They just love school. They just love being in school because it protects them from reality. School and academia is a force field away from reality, and these idiots that we call teachers love it, and that's why they stay in this lane. That's why they get themselves indoctrinated with this craziness. It's a loop. These three don't even get in to indoctrinate the kids if the parents are halfway invested. Absolutely. Too many parents like Clark and Superman 2 when he shot to see Zod on TV and the diner guy says, "Where have you been, Mac, on a desert island?" Yeah. MJ was asexual. I used to fuck some of those famous bitches. He was not a diddler though. He was actually, I heard he was no more normal than people think. Sorry, I had to step out of the bleacher. Oh man. 2 shootings. Oh man. Here in North Carolina in the schools back to back, and the parents were like, I don't know what happened. Wow. I'm in North Carolina too. I know you mentioned Fort Bragg. You can actually tell by my description. I'm in the Charlotte area. That's where my P.O. box is. Is it free education or re-education? Looking like the latter, not the former. No, it's free to be re-educated. Re-educated. Rules of life don't mess with someone's livelihood. Don't mess with someone's kids, or you'll be fucked up. And they're messing with both now. Girl turned out super pretty, getting aggressive with creeps. It was kind of fun when I was younger. Yeah, he had a poster of Mao in the classroom. Everybody was asleep at the wheel. Exactly. And he had probably had it for years. Weirdo deserves a swirly. He does indeed. Homeschoolers can learn decent social skills, though, because there's support groups and group classes that are scheduled more like college classes, a few meetings a week, not 7 periods. Yeah, you absolutely can. And you still have your how did people learn social skills for the 200, not 200, for thousands and thousands of years before we had a public education system? They figured it out. These teachers are protected by the teachers' unions, absolutely, especially when it comes to that touching stuff. And a parent has sent me Salty Cracker's video update on the teacher. We will check that out. I want to show some more of the reactions by the parents. Yeah, maybe an atomic wedgie. He should be bullied. He needs to be thrown in jail. Indeed, in Emporio. About these teachers unions. I talked about the touching, a lot of the stuff. They're protected completely by these evil teachers unions, which actually keep the pay of the teachers down because they want more members. So they have the fucking secretaries a part of the teachers union and all these other useless ass administrators that just make education even more expensive for taxpayers and even more useless. They had a value family structure in the community that was designed to help people, and no internet. They absolutely did. People learn social skills by going to the pub. They never got to the pub because they were in church. Berserker Battalion. When I was in high school in the late 80s, I knew classmates who couldn't spell table. Now, yeah, I knew the dummies who made it to high school too. And I was playing to see the education system is simply failing. To quote Nas, they've been paid to just to show up and leave, no one succeed. But if you go on carrying pictures of Chairman Mao, you ain't gonna make it to anyone anyhow. That's John Lennon from Revolution. I know y'all love my beautiful voice. Wookie, I think it was you that hit me to Salty. Shout out to Salty Cracker. The guys at the copybook headings, I'm telling you. See, Wookie liked it. He probably did that before I actually sung it. All right, let's see more of these not teachers. It's the parents. Finally being red pill, finally being woken up. Truly woke to what's going on with these fucking crazy ass teachers.
Probably told the story.
Not only does his termination need to be taken effective immediately, but I believe a criminal investigation needs to happen immediately. Where was the superintendent? Where was the rest of the district? Where were you? You know, he was fired today. Why wasn't he fired a year ago? Why wasn't he fired 2 years ago? Why did this go on for so long? Why are you only doing anything?
I have a question, fellow soy boy, on this soy on soy violence. Where were you a year ago? Where were you when the Antifa flags and Chairman Mao pictures were being put up? Where were you a year ago? Where were you? Were you there at the meetings? Maybe he was. Maybe he was one of the few parents who actually knew what was going on and was trying to do something. But where were you when Big Meech brought the Tigers in? That's the real question. Where were the superintendent? You believe these motherfuckers. You think because they get taxpayer dollars that they're going to do the right thing. Why? You guys got to be smarting up. It shouldn't have took for this for this to happen. But where were you? Drinking
Think
soda
about
milk.
it now. Because you got caught. Exactly.
I was born in Venezuela, and while I have been here in the United States for many years, my family, my father's side, is still there. So what I hear is second and third hand information. I do not want this place and this educational system to become Venezuela.
This means that in 2 weeks, in 13 days, he was allowed to change my daughter's mind about some fascist crap that y'all have let in this school.
I was screaming and celebrating like they were
tired. This is ridiculous. I'm from Texas. So this don't go on in Texas.
All right, guys, as you
okay, we're not gonna have Greg Foreman steal my thunder. He's already better. But yeah, where were you, motherfuckers? Where were you guys? Shout out to the base, Granny. I know I've had to live a fuck up my life to get that way though. Yes, sorry, lady, too late. And then what too? No accountability, bandwagon. They're all celebrating. But like Isn't the girl said, where were you for your kids? Where were you? Surprised the school board didn't have armed security shut down the parents. Things like that happen. You know what? The future meetings, don't get them any ideas. It's easy to be outraged when you see the extreme shutting in your face, but if it's treated as a norm and you're not really watching, you can't tell to the waters. Can't tell the waters are boiling now, and that's how they do things. That's how they've been using that boiling frog logic. That's how we got here. To where, just think about this. Think about 10, 15 years. Yeah, you can look back and say, man, yeah, some of these teachers were pretty liberal and pretty far reaching. I remember hearing like as early as 2006 about people all pro LGBTQ and pro trans and talking all this shit. So it was there, but to the point where you have cultural Marxism, actual fascism, actual socialism, and communism taught as gospel, taught the hatred for this country, which I'm a God before country guy. I believe in the Most High, the scriptures, before I believe in anything man brings together. But that's neither here nor there. I'm still glad I'm an American because I can't even do that everywhere else, and even that's in jeopardy here. But my point is, how did it get this way? How did we get here? By the fucking temperature being turned up little by little by little by little. And in the past 4 or 5 years, they kind of nudged the fucking meter a little harder. But these parents at this thing, and actually, I want to bring up Salty Cracker's video. A Parrot taught me, said something about that. They should have saw this coming. The guy asked, "Where were you a year ago?" Listen, you didn't tell. Where were you? Now, maybe you were there. I don't know. I don't. I'm not part of Sacramento school board, so I don't know where this guy was. Maybe he was there. So let's see what
180 days.
And I hope none of these creators claim me. I'm a small channel. Shout out to the 20. It looks like about 20 people are watching. Thank you all for joining. This is we're talking about this evil education system, this evil indoctrination system, and the parents that enable it, and everyone else who's enabled it. This has to be the boiling point. This has to be the wall. This has to be the you shall not pass point. Unfortunately, I don't know if we have, as much as we want to talk about those parents. Where were you guys? There's parents all across this country who use fucking schools as daycare for their kids that they don't even want to deal with. And unfortunately, they're not paying as much attention as those parents were. And if it wasn't for Project Veritas shining shit on this school, we wouldn't even know what's happening. So what about all the school systems that you don't know what's happening about? What about all the school systems, whether they're in middle America? Because yes, there's woke people in middle America. That's where some of the craziest wokest people can be. There's woke people all over the country, small town, big town, wherever. What about all those Antifa members or communists or all the other motherfuckers? What about those people who you don't hear on TikTok, who don't put their shit out on TikTok? They're teaching your kids LGBTQ shit. And teaching your kids about sexuality when they're like fucking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If not for them putting on TikTok, you wouldn't know. I remember one of the TikToks, the girl said something about, one of the substitute teachers, this is a beautiful classroom. So these other teachers think like that. They were hip to it. And this is normal. This is now the new normal. This is part of the new normal. So yeah, 2006 was already too late. A year ago was already too late. You're right. School boards will probably pay lip service for a moment and go full steam ahead. They're part of the agenda. It's dumb how complacent people are gone. You think they're moving too fast with their agenda? I think it's fine. They got the media on their side. They got the media on the side. They can move this speed. Who's going to stop them? Why weren't these idiots more involved in their state's government? Why weren't they more involved in their community? That's what we have to be. We could worry about the national bullshit all we want. Unless we're involved with our local community, we can't be surprised when this crazy shit happens. Shout out to Jake D. You guys remember months and months ago going to his local board meetings, local town board meetings and town halls about the mask mandates in this city in Texas. Push too hard, there will be pushback. It took a lot for the pushback to show up, though. Scoop, yeah, that's all right. Said this. Yeah, a year ago it's too late. They need to exile that teacher to China since he loves it too much. He's committing treason. 2006 was too late. Exile to the wall. Exile isn't what traitors get. And you're right, treason doesn't mean anything when everyone's losing national pride. And as I showed at the beginning of this show, this communism is still illegal in this country. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. And you guys are saying some shit I really can't show. And I'm just not even gonna really go there because we're gonna keep. I mean, I talk my shit, but I'm not for encouraging death, man. That's the last thing we need is more death and destruction. Indie Comics Jones. It's pretty ballsy to wear a hammer and sickle tank top, but it's pretty telling when a guy won't even answer questions to Project Veritas. I mean, he answered a lot. So let's go back. Let's see what this is what Pearhead sent me about the salty cracker. Anyway, it looks like we actually may have shown some of this Pearhead because we did show where he talked about fearing for his life and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna play this whole video. We'll see how far we'll go.
180 days to turn him into revolutionaries.
How do you do that? How do you scare the fuck out of them?
That's kind of
like friends.
Weaker.
How do you say you done fucked up in communism, boys? Because that's a
okay. I like salty, but we're not for the thunder still, and you can't see me. So let's see. Is it just a The repeat. I think it's what we showed earlier. We showed something earlier. He was talking about and this has a lot of story we already showed, but he was talking about how they're going to go with this narrative, even though we heard him saying, and this is his classroom, by the way, with the mile. I think I actually skipped that. I apologize. Does it show his classroom? Yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe it shows the mile.
This dude's so deep in the commie Kool-Aid. He had these rubber stamps, and one of them.
Okay. I saw the mile picture. I was hoping they showed that. And I think we showed this earlier. He was talking about, fear for my job, fear for my life. Hey, I'm not about the life shit, man. I'm not, that's not what I'm about. I said this a while ago, and I haven't said it in a while. And I gotta still have some idealism, right? I'm supposed to be a hero, quote unquote. But I believe all this shit could be ended without the throwing of a punch. Without so much of the throwing of a punch. That's the culture war, the potential civil war, the race war, potentially, whatever the hell they want to do with that, and even the world war. Even though there's a lot of things at play, I believe it is possible. I don't necessarily know what's gonna happen though. So let me see what else is in this video. I'm trying to skim through it. Also,
it would have been awesome. It would have been fun to watch.
Is he part of this
group?
Antifa's
over there telling, please don't show up. Don't show up. Right? Don't defend.
Jesus, this is gonna get me fucked. And I don't really care when these groups fight each other, right? You know what I mean? Okay, so I don't know if it has a part where he actually shows the interview when he's talking. I think it just has a different stuff.
Pinko scumbags. So, okay. It would have been awesome.
Okay, that's salty. I get it. So yeah, we did show the part earlier where he talked about having fear for his safety, fear for different, whatever, fear for his job. Yeah, okay. I'll show. This is what we showed earlier. This is just a minute. I can show it again. Oh, goodness. So, and again, not for violence.
Say thank you to every past student and colleague and friend who's reaching out right now in support of what is happening. My personal safety and security is obviously my top concern at this moment, but also they are coming from my job and what I love doing in the classroom.
You shouldn't be allowed to do it.
Are going to run this
campaign. I don't want anyone to hurt this man straight up, but you should never be allowed to teach.
It's very likely that the district will cave.
So yeah, the district should be investigated, not just cave. And that hopefully we finally investigate these fucking teachers unions that enable people like you to believe that you're in the right, and indoctrinate people like you to believe you're in the right. He looks, I mean, who knows? It could be 50. I don't know how old this guy. It could be my age. It could be younger. But somehow this idiot got indoctrinated to believing this was the right way to handle things, and now he's teaching kids. You know what? That's true. I haven't really set up with Odyssey. I have an Odyssey, and I think some of my stuff goes over there. But I haven't really learned Odyssey, and I probably should. Probably should. If he's teaching in public schools, what cover does he have to be blown, right? He should be worried he's doing the fucked up. Yeah, he is. He is doing something fucked up. Lexian comments get that. Pinko scumbag. Great timing. Yeah, we got that. You guys talking about tar and feather. Oof, could do that, says Glenzer. And I mean, this is probably why you're like, hey man, this is all pretty edgy. It's too edgy. You can go to Odyssey. Maybe. You know what? I don't talk about these subjects as regularly as I used to. If I did a little bit more regularly, I would do more Odyssey exclusive streams. Send this cunt to jail for a decade. All those teacher revolutionaries will shut up immediately. We got to do something about these revolutionary teachers. We really have to do something about them. There's been a lot of stories. I can actually just go on because we use Black conservative perspective. There's actually a teacher, a substitute teacher, that took down a BLM sign, which is great. But a lot of stuff, a lot of teachers talking crazy shit. A lot of did you see the Pledge of Allegiance to the Pride flag? It's all sorts of crazy shit. And that's what these teachers are doing. And that's what these teachers have been doing for a while. Since we were in school. Since we were in school, these teachers were indoctrinating us. These teachers were, and it looks like a lot of people are bouncing with you. Because the chat leaves. Got to bounce for a minute, ladies and gents. I appreciate everybody who was here and who's left. I'm at Odyssey every day, collecting some crypto. Tug is there, mirroring YouTube. Okay. Shout out to the crypto guys. I need to get some more. Wouldn't be surprised if he hasn't been really friendly to some of his students. That's a huge thing in these indoctrination systems. That's a huge thing that the fucking teachers unions cover up. These friendly teachers to their kids. I'm talking cuties friendly. I'm talking island friendly. If you catch my drift. Some of these motherfuckers do need to be. When you talk about that shit, I do think you need to be put to death, to keep it real. If you're fucking with kids. But this is what these teachers unions have enabled and have normalized. And this is what this indoctrination system, Sacramento's public, their little school system, that's just one drop in a bucket. This is indoctrinated the entirety of academia, the entirety of Western academia. It's not just America. It's not just, woke areas. It's not just, this happens. Yes, this happened to be California. But this is all over the Western world. This is the People's Republic of Australia, the People's Republic of Canada, the People's Republic of New Zealand, the People's Liberation Front of Great Britain and of the United Kingdom, and the People's Republic of the United States as well. All over the indoctrination system, all over academia in large. Those are the ones pushing all these crazy ideas. Those are the ones saying anything. If you don't, they're trying to normalize in normal culture and culture in mass. Well, if you don't want to be with a transgender, then that means you're transphobic. What do you think they're doing to your kids? What do you think they're doing to? And I don't know how many people I know. Wookie says kids are out of high school. I don't know how many people in the chat have kids or have nieces, nephews, etc. But what do you think they're teaching your kids, and you don't know about it? And it isn't something that Project Veritas can get to, because they can only, how many school systems can they get to, right? There's a lot of this going on. There's a lot of Antifa members. In fact, they're mostly education. To be fair, they're mostly education. Is Tug still talking about the Depp Heard thing? Because I couldn't care less, man. Oof, man, I almost can't say anything about it. I'll just no comment that. There's Lefty Prof at my old 70 university. Love Castro finally lost his tenure and his job for giving aides for favors. Probably wouldn't happen today unless he got caught. 5 years. 10 years it will come. Thanks, Westerners. Also, fuck you. Yeah. I'm not gonna say I don't know how to stop it. I know how to stop it. These people that wait until it hits them in the front door before they yell, they need to be notified. There's so many normies who still to this moment don't understand what's really happening. Still to this moment don't understand what's happening to their children. Still to this moment don't understand what's happening to a lot of the processes in this country. They don't get it. They believe the on board thing. Same with some of the conservatives too, by the way. They think they can vote their way out. They think, we're gonna take back the house and the orange man will save everything. Like, no, motherfucker, he's part of this. Is a one big work, and you are the mark. You private citizen, you're the person whose freedom they want to get rid of. You're the person who they want their kids to be indoctrinated. You're the person they want to overtax. You're the person they want to put into a labor camp for non-compliance. There's no one that's gonna save you but you. That's all you have. And yeah, he might not, unless Project Veritas did a story on him. Because that's what it takes. Because we don't have teachers, or not teachers, we don't have parents who are involved with their students. I mean, I've worked with just throughout my life, working with people who had kids and just hear them. I mean, yeah, you got people who really care about the kids and involved with their life, but a good portion, if not half, all those little brats. You know what I mean? And kids are bad as fuck, I know. But you're the one who got skeeted in. So it's your responsibility to make sure that skeet 9 months later becomes a normal human being to the best of your ability. So like, you can't just be thinking about, oh, the teachers are just some babysitters, and then they go fucking teaching your kids about Antifa and consent at fucking 4 years old, 5 years old, because you're just looking to drop off your kids somewhere for 8 hours a day and not be bothered with them. And it took you actually having to learn and see their fucking teachers indoctrinate them live over Zoom for you to even know what the fuck was going on. And even then, it took Project Veritas for you to know what the fuck is going on. Because the parents don't care. That's how this shit got this way. Parents haven't cared since we were kids. And part of it is just the school sold them a work too. Because schools, you go to school, get a good job, and it's not how the fuck it is. That's not how it ever has been. It's always about making yourself valuable, whether it is a degree or a trade or whatever. But schools is just becoming an indoctrination source. And hopefully more people will wake up before it gets too late, if it's not too late already. So I've done rambled. Like, a lot of people are starting to dip out on that. Really, we could end the show. Yeah, let's just end the show. I could play Streets of Rage, but I almost feel like I would do better playing, because there's always the pressure. There's always pressure. I talk a little bit about Cowboy Bebop, but let's see. I saw tons of people drop their kids off at the libraries I worked, and so they could go play while the nice library staff did their babysitting and ran after school programs. Absolutely. There are security cameras everywhere, but not in classrooms. Yep. Wonder why. I wonder why. Yeah. But you know what? We've gone about an hour. This has been a nice, compact show. I appreciate everybody being here. Unless there's a push to watch me play Streets of Rage, which I doubt there is. I think you guys just kind of tolerate me. I haven't played in a while, so I may just play out, off stream, so I can get good at it. Ooh. Hold on a second. Hopefully that didn't show up. I'm always trying to dox myself. I don't think I did. But we'll see. Boys and Girls Club, where I found out about weed. Yeah. Those after school programs are not good. How many people found out about bad things at their religious group, a church group or something like that? Library admins ate it up because it generated stats for the library and increased budgets. Jesus Christ. And now we've had enough of you vids. Yeah, I understand that. Hours plenty. All right. I will be on MF for tomorrow as per usual. I appreciate everybody for showing up. If you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do so. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night and God bless.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice